Hey friends, it's Melanie, and today I thought that I would do a homeschool update for you. We have been in our school year for 3 weeks now, and I'm not going to lie, it has had its ups and downs for sure. So let me just tell you how it started out. It started out great, sort of. School for my two oldest girls who are in 8th grade and 6th grade started wonderful. They are at a place in their schooling where it is a lot more independent learning. They don't require a whole lot from me. They probably ask for help from me a few times a day. Sometimes not at all, especially not the first week, because the first week is really just a general overview and review of last year's work. So they flew through that pretty quick. They were doing school for like an hour a day, and that was it. They were done. However, they knew that that was not going to last. Week 2 got a little more difficult. They kind of started getting into some new material, and they still were doing really, really well. We are using a curriculum that they used last year. So they're they're accustomed to how it works, and there's really no issue there getting used to something new. So that saved us a lot of time, I'm quite sure. And now they have completed 3 weeks of school. Actually, yes, they've completed 3 weeks of school, and they're both still doing great. I mean, they both have A's and B's in all of their subjects. They have learned quite a bit. I think one of the things that I really, really like about this particular curriculum, and I'm not saying that this is like you can only get this with this curriculum, but this is something that I have experienced while using this particular program last year and then so far this year as well. I love that my kids can come to me and say, "Mom, did you know that blah, 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 blah," and then they tell me about something really exciting that they learned. Whether it's science or Bible or, history or, yesterday Camry came to me and told me, she was like, "Mom, I was reading this math problem and it looked really hard when I first started reading it, but then I realized that I was just making it harder than it has to be. And so it was easy and I got it right." And seeing those moments within your child is what makes homeschooling so worth it, I think, personally. Seeing your child's face light up when they get it, when they understand something, is priceless, and I would not trade that for anything in the world. So my kids are constantly, like almost daily, coming to me and telling me, "Mom, did you know?" I think one of the things Ryan told me about last year was the different types of clouds, and she just found it to be so fascinating. And when your children enjoy learning and when something is fascinating and interesting to them, it sticks. When they are just memorizing facts in order to take a test or, do a quiz, they don't remember that information. I know, and I'm sure you guys do too, because I don't remember half the stuff I learned in school. So, I think that having them really truly be engaged in their school and learning is it's wonderful. So that was a little bit of a sidetrack, but the girls are doing very well. They're enjoying school. They love the fact that they don't start school until 10 or 10:30 in the morning, and then we take a break for lunch. They do school once again. They start at 1 o'clock, and I mean, they're done in no time. It takes them 3 hours or less to do school every day. We have time for chores in the morning. We also have a time for chores in the afternoon, late afternoon / early evening. They have lots and lots of reading time. They really like it. And the temperatures here are finally starting to cool down just a little bit, like we're inching down below the hundreds. So pretty soon we're going to start having some outside time, which they will love that as well. So yeah, they're doing really, really well. It's going great. Grant, on the other hand, was a bit of a challenge. Week 1 was kind of hard. He is extremely smart, and I don't think that I'm saying that just because I'm his mom, and, you know, I'm super proud of him or anything. Because I say that because if my child is not strong in a subject, I won't pretend like they are. I'm not going to build my child up and tell them that they're geniuses when they're not. You know, I'm just not. So if you struggle in an area, I'm going to acknowledge that you struggle, and then we're going to find a way to help you. But Grant is extremely smart. However, we have found his struggle, and it did not take more than 2 days to find his struggle. So he has a very, very difficult time writing. I don't know why. He does not enjoy it. Well, I know why he doesn't enjoy it. It's because he's never really... He's enough like his mother that if he doesn't get something and it come easily to him, he's ready to give up, and he will cry, and he will throw a fit. So writing has been hard for him. It created some tears the first few days in both of us, because I thought I was going to pull my hair out. And I started questioning, can I really do this? Am I adequate? You know, am I equipped to do this? What in the world made me ever think that I could teach a kindergartner how to read and write? A lot of self-doubt that first week, probably week and a half. I mean, it was really tough. I had days where I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to take him up to the public school, and they can teach him how to read and write, and they won't have to cry over it. But you know, you can't give up. You can't give up on your kids. You just have to find another way. So we did. He has a very hard time at this stage writing basically what I would call freehand. My dog is going to start barking again. Are you kidding me? He has a hard time writing, you know, freehand. If he can trace the letters, he does much, much better, and he doesn't get frustrated. So with that in mind, I have printed out lots of pages of, you know, the letters and numbers that he can trace. And my theory is if he traces it enough times, then it will become muscle memory. It will become easier for him. And then we can move on, you know, to him doing it without the little, you know, like dotted lines, where he can just write on regular lines. He can write his name. He can write my name. He can write his daddy's name. He can write a lot of things, but for some reason when we sit down to practice writing our letters and our numbers during school time, it's barely legible. It's not legible. He looks like he's drawing circus animals on the paper instead of letters and numbers. So that has been a struggle, but it is getting better, and I am confident now that it will continue to get better. It's just going to take practice. I was also frustrated the first few days because he is so smart and he picks things up so fast that when he sat down with a pencil and a piece of paper and didn't perfectly write his letters the first day, I was like, wait, what? And I got frustrated. I was like, wait, why is this so hard for you? I didn't say that to him. It was in my head. Yeah, I got frustrated too, you know, so I expected perfection right out of the gate, and that is not realistic. So we've moved on past that. We are doing better. But one area that he has completely blown me away in is his sight words. We started sight words this week, the third week, and the first day I gave him, I picked out 5 sight words that we were going to work on for the first entire week. No, 6 sight words. And within 5 minutes of reviewing them on Monday, he knew them, all of them, and got them all right every time. I thought, okay, so that's kind of amazing. And so the next day, when we sat down to review his exact same 6 sight words, he wanted to add more. So we added 2 more to the list. And 7 of the 8 sight words he gets right every single time. One of the words, however, he has a really hard time remembering. So, you know, he is still going to have struggles, and that's fine. Where it's just going to be repetition, repetition, repetition. He's going to practice writing. He's going to repeat. It's just going to be, you know, until it's in his memory. So I have to stretch out my legs. So that is what happened Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so Wednesday, I decided, wait, let me preface this by saying Grant has, for some reason, always been really good with numbers. And his memory is astounding. So he has been, for a few months now, rattling off math facts just randomly. He'll sit in the back of the car and he'll tell me, Mom, 10 plus 10 is 20. You know, 3 plus 5 is 8. 12 plus 12 is 24. And I'm like, how do you know that? Who taught you that? And he would tell me, I do it in my head. And he literally is like, I don't even know how he does it so fast in his head, but he's doing the math in his head. And so I thought, okay, he's good at doing it in his head. I'm going to see if he can do it when he sees it written. So I bought him some addition and subtraction flashcards, and I pulled them out one day. He flew through the first go at seeing those cards so fast that my hands were shaking holding the flashcards. I was in disbelief. I was like, you have to be kidding me. My child, who hates writing, is going to be a math whiz. I don't even know what to say. He went through it so fast the first time that I decided I was going to go through all the cards with him again and record it. And I'm going to show you guys a clip of him doing this. This is him doing his flashcards for the second time. This is only the second time he has ever even seen these flashcards. Watch this clip real quick.
9. I had to like think about it. 12? Ugh, don't get it. 3 plus 10 is 13.
Hold on, I'm going to move these out of the way so you
14.
don't get distracted.
14. 15. 4. 10. 4. 5. 7. 8. 2 plus 3. Let me see. 2 plus 3. 5. Put those over there.
Okay.
2 plus 4 is 6. 8. I'm doing pretty good.
You are doing well. Okay, so that was originally a 6-minute video. I only showed you guys a short little portion of it because it's really just a lot of him doing the exact same thing. I don't even know what to say. So, he's extremely good at math. He's very good with numbers, and he has a wonderful memory. He apparently remembers things by sight because he learned his sight words very fast. Well, I can't even say that because he learned a lot of math facts before he'd ever even seen them. I don't know. I haven't figured out how that boy's brain works, but I'm trying. But we're still working on the writing. It's a process. So usually the way that our day works is I sit down and do very focused learning with him for 30 minutes where we introduce new material, we review old material, and it's just me and him one-on-one. No one else is allowed to be around. Usually Kyler is in the other bedroom with my oldest girls for 30 minutes. And during that time, they usually read to her and play with her toys. And then after that 30 minutes, he does worksheets that he can do semi-independently, and then he has some art time. One day he did painting, and then another day he did cut and paste, And oh, that was interesting. Yes, he was allowed to sit and cut construction paper, and I gave him a glue stick and some markers, and I went and spent 20 minutes with Kyler, just her and I alone in her bedroom playing, and I came back out and Grant had labeled everything in our house. Oh. So we went around and unglued all of the labels to our electronics and our doors and our toys and everything else. And yeah, the joys of having a 5-year-old or even younger. Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess that about sums it up with Grant. He is so smart. I just know that he's I don't know, he's just so smart. And yet he's not perfect, and he does struggle in some areas. So we're gonna get there. I no longer have those days when I just want to pull my hair out and scream and pack the kids up in the car and enroll them. One day, and this is just an interesting little story for you guys, probably it was the worst morning that we had school-wise with Grant. It was lunchtime. Well, actually, we had just finished lunch, and usually after lunch we have about a 10-minute window in between lunch and nap times when my husband is still home, and we can kind of just all spend some time together before he leaves. And we were sitting in the living room, and the kids had some music on, and they were dancing, and it was just the most precious thing. I mean, Kyler was dancing and Grant was dancing, and the kids were all jumping around and dancing, and it made me cry. It actually, I had tears in my eyes. And the thought that came to my mind was, if my kids were sitting in a public school right now, I would have missed out on this memory. They would have missed out on making this memory. And those moments are what make homeschooling worth it. You know, knowing that I'm not missing out on my kids' childhood. And please, if your kids go to public school, please, please, please do not think that I am bashing you for that decision or that I'm trying to make you feel guilty. We are very blessed to be able to have this as part of our life. Financially, it is a financial burden. It is not easy financially to stay home and homeschool your kids. But things just happen to line up in such a way for us that we're managing. There may come a time in the future when I can't stay home with my kids, and if that happens, then it happens, and I'll go back to work, and my kids will have to go to school, and we will make the best of it. But for right now, we're enjoying this season. And that's a little bit off topic, but yeah, I feel so blessed to be able to stay home with these kids and watch them learn and watch them grow and not miss out on the moments, you know, the moments of joy in their lives. Now, there are a whole lot of moments of fighting and arguing and bickering, and there's a lot of discipline going on for mama. So not every moment is joyful, but you have to capture those moments, or, you know, hang on to those moments when they happen and then treasure them. So that is a very not brief homeschool update for us. If you guys would like to hear another update in a month or so, I don't really know how much is going to change with the girls. Theirs is kind of like on autopilot. You know, they're learning and they're doing school, and they're not at a place where they are learning like fundamentals. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say about that for right now. If you guys are interested in seeing more homeschooling videos, if you'd like to see how we homeschool, or if you have any questions about homeschooling, I would be happy to answer them. I'm considering doing a homeschool related video as far as discussing why we homeschool, except I kind of already went over all that in this video. So yeah, I don't know, you guys, I'm just sharing our lives with you. So I hope that you enjoy sharing our lives with us. And yeah, I will be back with another video soon. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you're having a very blessed day. Bye.